let's be serious. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Annie. This is my book collection, and it is getting even bigger because today I am bringing to you a massive book haul. So this is all of the books that I'm just noticing that my lamp is broken. Okay, this is all of the books that I have received or bought in 2023. So to get started with, I think we should start with my book of the month books. Do we want a book of the month code in the bio? Yeah, might as well. Get your first book for $5. I have 5 book of the month books. I only started book of the month this year, so that's a lie. I started in December of last year, so this is almost all of my book of the month books, but these are all the ones I've gotten this year. I don't even know which month I got which books, but I have The People We Keep by Allison Larkin. This is honestly, who knows what it's about, but I saw it on a lot of people's best books of 2022 list, and so that was enough to convince me. Well, I should say it was on people's lists who had also other books that overlapped with books on my best books of 2022 list. So that's what convinced me. So I'm hoping that our tastes are as similar as I think, and I enjoy this one as well. Next up, we have Adelaide by Genevieve Wheeler. This one is about a toxic relationship. And I don't know, sometimes romance can be too sugary sweet for me, and I am excited to read this one. I think it'll be more realistic, I guess, and not just that I need a story to be realistic because I love fantasy, but I want the characters to feel real, and so I'm hoping that the characters will feel real to me in this one. And I like books where there's grief and loneliness and all those hard feelings, but then they coexist with hope and growth and good things. And so I'm hoping that this will be one of those books. Because that's what I like. I feel like that's a reflection of real life. There's sad things and happy things and grief and hope, and all of that can coexist, and I'm hoping that we get that in this book. Next, we have Black Cake. This is another one that I got because I saw it on a lot of people's best of 2022 lists who were people who had books that overlapped with me. And so I'm hoping that I enjoy this one too. And then we have Spells for Forgetting. I'm actually currently reading this one. Does anyone else use the desk cover as a bookmark, or is that going to get me haters? Spells for Forgetting, Adrienne Young. I'm partially listening to this on audiobook, partially listening to this reading this physically. Just kind of depends what I'm doing. I feel like I do that a lot lately where I'll physically read a book and then I'll also listen on audio, so that way I can pick up the story if I'm in the car doing dishes, but then I can sit down and read it too. And I really have enjoyed doing books that way. Do you ever read books that way? Let me know. Yeah, this one I think would be a really good book to read in the fall. So if you haven't read this one and you're someone who likes to plan out your books for an entire year, plan this one for the fall. It would be a really good fall book. Then this one, which I am realizing now that I don't know how to say this word, but it's by Jessica George, and I'm excited to read this one. It's a coming of age novel, but about someone who's more later in life coming of age. Again, I was saying about Adelaide, I'm hoping this is one that just feels very real, in that there's the grief and the hope and the joy and the sadness and everything coexisting. So that is all of my book of the month. So now we'll move on to my next book subscription. I think I might have lent out one of the books I got because I've gotten this for months. This is from the Book Drop, which I think I have a code for that too, and I can leave that in the description if that's something you're interested in. This is the first book I got, Lunar Love. I have read this one. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Then we have 1 Month of You. This is a thick book for a romance, I feel like. I have not read it. I don't really know anything about what it's about, but there it is. And then the plus one, this one is on my TBR for this month because I'm doing a buddy read with it. I'm excited to read it. So that is it for my book subscriptions. I am bummed out. I was hoping to wait to film this video because I am waiting for the Aardvark book subscription, my first month of that. And so I was hoping to include that in this video, but I needed to start filming because I don't want to be super behind and procrastinating and filming every video the day day before I'm trying to post it, which I may or may not have been doing. And so I wanted to get ahead. So I can't wait for Aardvark Box. I also am sad because I wanted to include the new Carly Fortune book in this video, Meet Me by the Lake. It's supposed to come today, but it'll come when there's no longer light outside, and I just can't wait for that. So let's move on. Next up, I'm going to do authors who I have multiple books of theirs that I got this year. First up, I have Abby Jimenez. We have The Friend Zone and the Happy Ever After playlist, which as far as I am aware are the first two books of a series, a 3-part series. These were a birthday gift from my friend Nat, and I'm so grateful, Nat. Thank you for these books, and I'm so excited. I loved Part of Your World, also by her, and that is, like I was saying, like sometimes romances are too like sweet or something. I'm not really sure if that's exactly the word, but I thought Part of Your World was sufficiently complicated, and I'm hoping these ones will be as well. We'll see. And then Taylor Jenkins Reid, I got 2 new books by her this year. Maybe in Another Life. I have yet to read this one, but I think I'm gonna read it this month as a buddy read. And then One True Loves. I got this one so that I could watch it before the movie. I read this one, loved it, have not seen the movie yet. I'm really curious what it'll be like. I've heard some people say it's not good, but I feel like book people usually say that the movies aren't good. So I'm curious if that is how I will feel or if I will like it. And then Catherine Center. I am going to see Catherine Center this summer. She is coming near me and is doing like a book signing, author speaking thing. And my sweet husband got me these books so that I could bring something to have them signed. And I'm kind of bummed because I'm realizing this cover's already bent up, but whatever, it happens. This one is called Everyone is Beautiful. I really don't know anything about what it is about. I just know that I have loved both books that I've read by Catherine Center so far. Both were very easy 5 stars. And I'm hoping that these books that I got for my birthday will also be 5 stars. Things You Save in a Fire. I have already read this one, but I got it from the library. And so my husband got me this one for my birthday. I listened on audio when I read it, and I would highly recommend that, although now I might reread it so I can annotate and everything. Oh, what it's about is like about a firefighter, this woman who's a firefighter, and she like goes to a new fire station, and there's lots of firefighters. But there's also like a mother-daughter relationship storyline, the main character coming to terms with like some traumatic things that happened to her, learning more about herself. One thing I love about Catherine Center is I feel like there is like a strong romance in them, but also the characters so far in the ones that I've read, it's not like their life is fixed by the love interest. It's like they learn their inner strength and then also have a love interest. Next, we have What You Wish For. Don't know what this one's about. I don't have to know. It's Catherine Center. I'm sure I'll love it. Hope so. All right, so that's all the ones that I have of multiple authors. So let's do the next stack as publisher mail. Oops, I just knocked it over. Okay, the first several are from Harper Perennial, an imprint of HarperCollins Publishers. We have The Endless Vessel. I have been like kind of in the mood for like fantasy and sci-fi and like dystopian novels lately, and I felt like this one fit the bill. It's out later this month on May 23rd, so I will try to read it before May 23rd so I can let you know how it is. Next up, we have Escape to Florence. This was sent to me by Harper. This one comes out on July 11th. This one I requested because I studied abroad in Florence when I was in college. I assume, based on the title, that this takes place in Florence, and I thought it would be fun to revisit Florence in the pages of a book. Next, we have The Escape Artist. This is already out, but the paperback is coming out, which is why it was sent to me. It's the man who broke out of Auschwitz to warn the world. This one was, what does it say? The Jewish Book Council Award winner. I think this will be a really hard one to listen to. I'm planning to listen to it on audio, but I think it'll be an important story. And then we have another, I'm pretty sure this is another book set in Italy. Is it? I don't know why I assumed this one was set in Italy. I don't know if it is, but it looks like Italy to me, but I'm sure that could be like anywhere. I Don't really know why I picked this one. I don't really know much about it, but isn't the cover pretty? Okay, so that was all the ones sent from Harper. Now Simon & Schuster. We have The House is on Fire. This one was so good. If you saw my April wrap-ups video, you saw me talk about this one, so I don't really need to do it again. But I loved this book, would highly recommend. I read it, but I kind of want to reread it on audio because I've heard the audio is very good. It's The House is on Fire. Thank you to Simon & Schuster. We have Bomb Shelter. Again, if you saw my April wrap-up video, then you saw me talk about this one. I've already read it. This one was so-so to me. It's a memoir, but check it out. You might like it. And then we have The Golden Spoon. Again, I've already read this one. This one was a fun murder mystery. It's like got like Great British Bake Off vibes. I thought the mystery wasn't super hard to solve, but it was like kind of like a cozy mystery. So if that's your thing and you want to read about baked goods and like be like craving baked goods the whole time you're reading it, and you like the Great British Bake Off, I would recommend this one. Next, we have Murder Your Employer. I started reading this one. I found it a bit slow moving, but I requested an audiobook. I believe Neil Patrick Harris narrates. I'm hoping that the audiobook will be a little more interesting to me. This one came out in February, so if this is one that sounds interesting to you, it's kind of like a dark humor, I would check it out. The Secret Book of Floralia. This is another one that I am under the impression is set in Italy. I'm not sure if it's like if there's like fantasy elements in it or if it's historical fiction. I don't really know, but I'm excited to find out. It just came out on May 2nd, so I am excited to read this one, and I think it's going to be a really popular book this year. And then we have The Half Moon. I have seen a lot of people like, what's the other book by her? When I think of it, I'll put the picture here. We'll see how it goes. So that concludes the publisher mail. So all that is left is like the rest of the books, which is this pile right here. First, my indie authors. We've got Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt, a romance about a comedian, two comedians who fall in love. Not for me, but that's just because I am so picky about romance. And then we have The End and Then. This one was really good. Again, I don't think I was like the exact audience for it, but I think that there will definitely be an audience for this book. I hope that more people pick it up because the author, Hannah Bird, is so kind. And I just really think like there's like so many romance readers in the world. And this one reminds me of a lot of the really popular romance books. I hope that Hannah Bird becomes more discovered because I think a lot of people will love her books. Then we have The Two Lives of Lydia Bird. This was like a blind date with a book that I won. I really like this book. It is about a woman whose fiance dies and she like comes across this pill that like makes it so when she sleeps, like she goes into an alternate world where he is still alive. I guess I don't want to say like too much because I don't want to give anything away, but I really liked this one. I liked the topics in it. Like it really, like I was saying before, how I like it when like grief and hope can coexist, and I felt like this one did that really well. This one I received for my birthday from my sister-in-law. I'm excited but nervous to read it because I think it's kind of like horror-y, and I've never read horror before. I think it's like more like a light horror, like not super scary. So I'm hoping that's the case because I am a scaredy cat, and I'm really excited to read it. Next, we have Mad Honey. This is one that I picked up again because a lot of people who have similar tastes to me put this on their best books of 2022 list. I'm hoping that our tastes, again, are as similar as I expect them to be. Next, River Sing Me Home. I think I saw someone on Bookstagram talk about this one who I have similar taste to, and they really liked it. And that's why I put it on my wish list. And then my friend Blake gave it to me for my birthday. Thank you, Blake. I am so excited to read this one. I'll let you know how it is once I do. Next, we have Other Birds by Sarah Addison Allen. This is a magical realism. I don't really know much about the plot other than that it's magical realism, and I'm hoping that I really like it. My friend Katie sent this to me for my birthday. Thank you, Katie. And I am so excited to read this one because, like I said, I've been in a huge magical realism kick lately. Did I say that? I don't know if I did, but I have been. Next, we have The Firekeeper's Daughter. This is another one that I saw on a bunch of people Best of 2022 lists. I feel like I sound like a broken record. But again, I hope that I like it. I was under the impression that it was a fantasy, but then someone has since told me that it is not. So I don't know what it's about. I really only picked it up because it is on people who have similar tastes to me liked it. And then the next book I got is Us Against You. I have not read Beartown yet. I do own it, but I picked up Us Against You because so far I've liked everything I've read by Frederick Bachman, so I feel like there's a good chance I'll like the series, and I wanted to own the completed series, although I still need to get the winners. I'm excited to read the series. I don't know, like all the snow on the cover makes me feel like it's more like a winter book, so I don't know if I'll get to it this summer or if I'll still wait until like more fall or winter to read this one. All the Lonely People. This was a birthday gift from my book club. I just like books about old people, I guess, elderly people. I liked A Man Called Uva. I liked The Thursday Murder Club. I liked Remarkably Bright Creatures. I feel like there's more, but I feel like I really like books about elderly people. And I just feel like the tagline sounds so nice. Hubert Bird thought he was all alone in the world until he met his neighbors. That sounds so nice. Okay, The Stationery Shop. This was also a gift for my birthday. Thank you, Nat. Gorgeous cover. One reason I got it. Second reason I got it is, again, best of 2022 list. Those lists influence me. I feel like normally I don't feel like I'm a very easily influenced person, but I guess that is not the case, at least when it comes to books. I really hope that all of these people who I think I have the same taste in books as, I hope that that's right. As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow. I won this book in a giveaway. I've just heard really good things about it. Again, it's one I saw on Best of 2022 lists. Are you getting tired of hearing that yet? So I don't know anything about it. All of these books that I saw on other people's Best of 2022 lists, I was like, I don't need to know what that's about. I'm just gonna buy it. It's probably not very responsible, but do you like to read synopsis? Because sometimes I feel like synopsis can be like super spoilery, and so like I kind of like to know like very little about a book before I go into it, which is why like recommendations matter. I feel like I care more about like how it made someone feel than like what it's about. This Time Tomorrow, I have read this one. You can hear my thoughts about it in my April wrap-up video. This woman on her 40th birthday travels back in time to I think her 16th birthday. So it's kind of like a reverse 13 going on 30. And it's not so much like a fantasy or a sci-fi. I would say it's more like a magical realism. But I don't know what really makes something a magical realism. I think I rated this one 4 stars. So yeah. The Thursday Murder Club. I've already read this one. I got it from the library when I first got it, but it was one of my favorite books of 2022. This time I'm talking about my own favorites of this 2022. Weird. It looks so weird. Like I haven't even opened this one yet. Yeah, like do you ever think like the font looks weird in a book? Or like it's like strange, like when there's blank pages? Anyway, I got this one from the library the first time I got it. I love this series. I also have the second one. The third one I have pre-ordered in paperback because I don't want 2 of them in paperback and the third one in hardcover, and it took like a year for the third one to come out in paperback. But anyway, this is beyond the point. The Thursday Murder Club, still like super weirded out by the way it looks on the inside, but it's such a good book. So that is all of the books. I really wanted to like make it an even number. I don't know what number this is, but I wanted to make it an even number and wait until I got Meet Me by the Lake so that I could show off that one too. But that is my huge book haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you think of them. Let me know what you think of this video in the comments. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. My name is Annie. This is my book collection. Bye.